I'm Bob the Sound Guy from bobthesoundguy.com, and today I want to explain to you guys how to change the strings on the bass. Whether you are live in a club, a big concert, or in the studio, you got to have good tone. Good tone starts with good strings, brand new strings, and that's where the tone starts from. It starts from the strings. So I'm going to show you guys how to change the strings on the bass and tune the bass properly. So what we want to do is, this is a 5-string bass. A lot of basses are 4-string. This particular bass has 5 strings. It has a low B to get that really nice low end that you hear in a lot of heavy metal recordings, a lot of hard rock recordings, even a lot of jazz recordings, and all that good stuff. So anyway, here's how you change the bass string. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the strings one by one. And what you want to do is put a little tension on it and unwind the strings. And it really helps to have what's called a peg winder. I left my peg winder at work, so we're going to do this the old way. Pull that one off. And we'll do this. Pull this guy off. Now you'll see how these are wound around. They're going to be wound around to the inside, or to the top of the headstock. Okay, these are all wound this way. So when you tighten them, you always tighten counterclockwise, and when you loosen them, you turn clockwise. Just undo it here, and a lot of times you don't have to unwind them completely because they'll be loose enough that you could pull them off the top of the peg, just like that. Some basses, in these pegs, I'm going to show you, bring the camera a little closer here. Some of these pegs, some pegs will have just a slot, others will have a screw hole. These particular pegs are like a Fender style, an old Fender style, where they have a slot and then they have a hole down the center. So when we put the strings on, I'll show you guys how to install that properly. Pull this one off. This one I have a few winds on. And this one. Some basses have all the pegs on one side of the headstock. Some basses, as far as 5 strings go, they will have 3 on one side and 2 on another. This particular bass has 4 on one side and 1 on the other. Some basses have all 5. Okay, so now that our strings are all loose, I'm going to bring the camera a little closer. We're going to pull them out of the saddle, and we're going to pull them out of the bridge. We'll pull them out one by one. You want to make sure that that is a little straight, because you don't want to mess up your bridge. You don't want to scar the saddles or anything like that. Okay. Now, one good way of keeping your bass, instead of keeping the bass strings out, what I usually do is to keep them together, because you never know when you're going to need an extra string, because bass strings are very expensive and they can break. So what I usually do is I give them like one little twist, and that time just like the first knot of a shoelace, tie them tight. That keeps them all together. And sometimes you can put an extra wrap in it too. Just like that.